Hi there. Thank you so much for watching this week's video message. Let's talk spelling generalizations. In Orton-Gillingham, we explicitly teach things called spelling generalizations. We don't refer to them as rules because with rules, that's thinking that they're going to be effective 100% of the time. But when we talk about generalizations, we are talking in terms of things generally speaking. So they're reliable most of the time, but with exceptions because in our English language, due to historical purposes or where words have originated from in other countries, then that would be a time when the generalization may not be applied. But when we are introducing generalizations, you want to be teaching all of them all at once because that would really be overloading for a student. But what we do want to use is a sensible progression. And one of the earliest spelling generalizations you can start teaching is the C or K generalization. And that is one that is going to come up frequently early on in any Orton-Gillingham progression or structured literacy sequence or progression of skills. And we want to start right away with teaching these spelling patterns and getting children to notice them to build up efficient encoding. And when we are explicitly teaching these generalizations, we want to give them plenty of decoding and encoding practice, but we want to constantly be spiraling back to them and reviewing them throughout different points in your progression. And so I start with C or K because it's one of those generalizations that's going to come up quite a bit. First of all, it's going to pop up when we're teaching just basic CVC, okay, like cat or the word kit. It's going to come up when we're teaching final blends with like milk or Hulk. It even comes up in an initial blends. I should have put that there as well. It's going to come up with NK, right? Like sink. All right. And it's going to pop up again with VCE when you teach that, like cake or bike. So this generalization comes up quite a bit. It's going to be something that you have to revisit and revisit again and again and build. It's one of these things that just once you teach a particular spelling pattern in your progression, you have to revisit the spelling generalization again and keep it at the front of their mind so that they're building mastery towards it. So some of the things that you can do, you can just make a simple picture. I know many of you may be familiar with this, but just having the cat with the I's are the A's, the O for the nose, the U for the mouth, to show that most of the time we're going to use A, O, or U. And then with K, our spelling choices could be E, I, or Y most of the time. Remember, this is a generalization. It's not 100%. The other thing for your older students is, and even for your younger students as well, is to keep a spelling binder or sort of a reference tool where you have a collection of things like these posters here with the C or K generalization in there. You can notice I have a tab called Spelling Generalizations on that binder, and so that they can be referencing back to it. So that whenever they're encountering a situation where they have to decide, is it C or is it K? They can refer back either to that poster, or if you have this displayed, maybe on the wall, or even in little sticky notes in their little binders, then they can be looking back and referring to it. But it is something that we just want to be mindful about. These generalizations are not a one and done lesson. They are things that they're skills that we have to build over time. So that is why it is so important to keep referring back, like having in that spelling binder. Whenever we teach a new skill and that rule is popping up again, go back and refresh their memories with it give them some practice, and then finally query them. So when they're in dictation and they are spelling the word bike and they use a K over C, then we want to ask them, why did you choose K? Because of C. Okay, and have them articulate why that is the spelling choice in that situation. So, something to think about when you are teaching generalizations. They build over time. They constantly kind of creep back, so they're not one and done. We want to provide plenty of review. If you need any spelling generalization resources, I'll put a link in the bottom of this video that you can click on. But once again, if you like these ideas, definitely let me know. And be sure to follow me on YouTube, or of course, you can find all of these videos in the Literacy Nest video vault. Have a great day.